2023. And this is my pond this year. I'll show you what I've changed. A little different from last year. A hell of a lot of difference, but I'm running a heavier pump this year. Fish are getting bigger. A lot more of them. Hyacinths are going bananas. And anyways, I'm going to take a little bit of a closer shot here. Just show you the rest of the backyard. Now it's getting a little more grown in, filling out nicely. What I've done this year is I've added all these here round stones here. Try to soften it up a bit, get away from the flagstone. The discharge pipe of this here polishing filter is behind this log. Added a few more stones in the back here. I don't know if this is showing up at all, but here's a close-up. Yeah, it should. There's about a 2-gallon bucket here with a bunch of holes in it. I put my pump inside that just to screen it from any debris. We'll just follow the line up. And it comes up to a T here behind that pelican. There we are. No, wrong way. There we go. From there, it's valved off. Okay, at least part of it's valved off to go into the pond here. So what we're doing is sucking right off the bottom and pumping fish waste directly into this here small pond this year. I can control it through that valve, of course, and the rest goes into my filtration system here. This year what I've done is I've added rings to that black barrel. About a third of it is full of those swimming pool vacuum line hose. I've cut it into 1-inch pieces and it floats. It's buoyant, and it skims off the top into a barrel behind it the same height, and it's got roughly 8 cubic feet of it, drip tray on top, of course. Goes into another half barrel here with the 2 layers of fairly porous fabric. Actually, it's a nylon. It's like the scrubbing pads I've been using. Under that, about 3-4 inches of foam, and then back to the main pond. Big difference this year, because of the growth of the hyacinths, you can tell I've eliminated running any water from my filter to the smaller pond. And you can just see the hyacinths got gigantic. A lot of baby koi in there still. There's a pipe, overflow pipe in here that has perforations in it. You can't see it right now, but it overflows through the 1.5 ABS into the main pond. And it's actually going in the direction here of the camera. Okay, the flow is going back around this way. Okay, here we go, and it goes back to that box. I'll just point out to myself, whoever's watching this, that the exhaust or out of the filter system there has an elbow, and it's kind of cornering it into the irises here, which are bare rooted. The reason being is one's flowing in one direction, the other exhaust is flowing in the other direction. I kind of thought they'd all meet at the bottom drain here, and it seems to be working just excellently. Plus the bubbles and stuff are not carried across the top of the water by having it kind of cornered in there. You don't get that surface disturbance as you would if it was, let's say, running down the center here. You can see the water's pretty still, but yet flowing quite nicely underneath. Let's get a close-up here of some of my fish from, see what kind of growth we got on them. I don't know how good that's going to focus. See some of the fish from last year. That little Kajaka just swam by. That's from Lorraine and Steve from their imports. Beautiful looking fish. nicknamed them after their surname. It's called Gregson, from Gregson's Koi Land. There he is. There's Halloween. My wife named him Rocky, Matsuba, Whitey. She's named a few of these guys. And Tony the Tiger's still in here. Where is he? There's a nice fish there. Yellow and black one. Or orangey and black, I guess. I'm getting all excited here, put my foot in. Usually they're right nibbling on your toes and stuff. Put your hand in there right on all 5 fingers. Different angle, gives you some perspective. Water comes in, gets spun around about a third from the bottom of this barrel, has to upflow through those rings, vacuum line, overflows into this here second barrel, which I never clean. This first sump barrel here I clean once a week. I just flush it out. There's a valve down here and that post. Same thing I was doing last year. And these hyacinths really did well without filtering the water through the barrels first. We just got gargantuan here. Gary Donaldson, another friend of mine, gave me a few hyacinths, totaling about 6, I would say. God, there's got to be 100 in here by now. It's just packed full. There's some happy customers in here. They're flowing like a weed this year. Try to get more of an overhead shot here so you can appreciate some of the color and stuff on these guys and their body shapes. This guy seems to darken up quite a bit, that Matsuba, when I bring him in every year. It's fairly light now. And this other Ute Surrey, it's kind of washing out on the black on him. I assume he's kind of getting a little bit of yellow through it and stuff. And this one here, that white one, she's fairly healthy, I guess, but she's always to be the delicate one of the bunch. The last one to go out and the first one to come in. Pretty fish though. My wife calls her Bianca. There she goes. Next year I'm going to try to hide this filtering system. It's planted the one sand cherry in front of it this year, but hopefully we'll get some more ideas next year. It's coming around. It all takes time. Anyways, I think I filmed what I wanted to film here this year. Pipes discharging that way. The irises are in that pot. Bare rooted, of course. The other exhaust is elbow down here and comes across this way. And you can see, hopefully, the water's clear all the way down. Well, bye for now. And a little bit of the front of the house. Grass is doing great this year. So are the impatiens. Nothing like moving pictures, right? I'll back up a bit. A little bit of better perspective where the house is. The ghetto wagons. It really is, they're doing pretty good. That one was only about 3 feet high this year. Oh, like crazy. Anyways, that's Mia Casa. Before I put this machine away, I just thought I'd film the rainbows, some of them ones that I raised downstairs this year. There's quite a few in there. Whoop, focus. On back. Focus now. Nice Bosamanis up there. Couple males, New Guinea, clown loach, some darters in there too that I caught during conservation park. Actually, my kid caught them. I think that's one there. Maybe not. Looks like one, hard to tell. I did in the basement this year. Actually, I'm just getting ready here. Like I said, it's still early September, but I'm setting things up here. Bring the fish in. Show you the way I've set these up this year. Not anything real different from last year. What I've done is I kind of packed in the scrubbing pads here and put they're in there a lot denser. I've got the egg crate on top of a rock on. I've got a pad here, pre-filter for these here. First compartments. This one over here is the same thing. I've got a little valve here for a drip system. It goes down to 1.25 inch hole. I'll just turn it on and see the power I can get from this when I need it. Just in case things were to go toxic, or I can slow it right down and have just a very, very slow dribble. Quite powerful. A few sump barrels. One I have in the first ones here are guppies. And they've been breeding away quite nicely. These are just some of the smaller ones, the big ones being on the to the left of me here. But it's dropping a lot more sediment, and I have a lot more water to work with. Total, I have 7 of these barrels on this here system. Now it's all interconnected, by the way. Now there's the overflow there, and the pipe is perforated here, so just the baby guppies get through. Elbow on the bottom, discharging about halfway down, spinning the water vent, dropping debris. Power heads in a bucket, screen on the side, stopping the baby guppies from getting through. Pumps into another barrel which spins it. You can see the pickup here is in the middle. Water's the cleanest there, and it goes into the multi-stage filter. Goes through those stages and comes out there. Same as what the other side does here, except on the other side, what I have here is discharge from a pump, pumping from the tank to the left of me. It's coming out of the other filter system actually, and it's overflowing through here along with the pickup of another pump here. So these first two barrels I'm getting twice the flow because I have two power heads. One power head here and the other power head sitting in the other tank. We'll get a little bit closer here. Okay, there it is there. Shooting the water into that upflow system in the back. Same as last year, except last year I had it sit in the bottom of the pond. This year I raised the pump up just in case there's a leak somewhere. It's only going to drain about 3 inches out of the system. My vegetation filter. This is all makeshift. This used to discharge down into here, but now I've brought it across. And it goes back into the other pond over there. Now this pond here is fed through this here pipe here. There's a barrel there which is connected to that barrel, which is connected to the other barrel, back around and back to that pond. So all this water is connected. There's probably 1,000, 1,100 gallons or so approximately. The valve that I put on there, I showed you a while ago, to put fresh water in as a drip system or as whatever. It'll overflow through this here as it brings the water level up in the ponds, and it goes down into the sewer pipe. Still running the halogen lights, 300 watt lights. They go 10 to 12 hours a day. The Oscars in. They were in the big pond here until a couple of days ago. I brought them out, and as you can see, they got a little bit of ick on them. Not too happy, but no worse for the wear. That'll be gone in a few days. I salted up the tank, and as you can see, I have a heater in here and crank the temperature up a bit. I'll just show you the bigger breeder guppies here. There's about 40 or so females, I think. Let me get this here on manual. We'll probably get a better shot. Let me just go over to the other barrel here. You can see all the smaller guppies in here. Hundreds of them every day. Actually, I probably took a few hundred out just in the last week. There'll be more here. I brought them in there a couple of weeks back. Rains called them lucky. Just growing too big. He's eating a lot of the other smaller koi I raised this year. So I threw them in the big pond outside, being in the little pond. Big fish are starting to chase him, but nobody caught him, so my wife named him Lucky. He's lucky to be here, I guess. He's going quite nicely. And the pickup for these overflows, you can see that one's in the bottom there. The other one's also in the bottom, but I never put an elbow on it. This is the pond to the left, the one I was just filming. There's a sponge filter in there about foot and a half, 16 inches to 20 inches, whatever, in length. Just to pick up the debris on the bottom, because, like I was saying earlier, the pump is quite a ways up from the bottom this year. Just to point out, I do have